Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Dreadful Ayatollah here, man, and it's been a couple days since you guys seen me. It's been a couple days since I posted. Um, I would like to say all is well with your boy. Um, and our reality, my kids are good. My wife is good. Um, my immediate family and friends seems to be in good health. So everything in that aspect is good. Um, as far as how I'm taking that good, well, it all depends on how it's being treated by me. Uh, I mean, by things around me. First and foremost, sometimes good ain't good enough, you know. Um, and my good hasn't really been good enough, and that's been fucking with me a little bit. Um, so I ended up breaking my streak by accident. Last time you guys seen me, I think it was Wednesday, and Thursday, me and the family went down to um Miami for spring break, and it was a fairly good time, but as is everything with me, it becomes daunting, stressful, um, all over the place. So it took us 6 hours to get to Miami. First and foremost, and that in itself was very frustrating because as it was then kind of regurgitated back to me today, well, it didn't take me that long to get to. Well, I didn't have to stop. Everybody else did, and I'm just responsible. I think that's what's fucking with me is that you know how people say control what you can control. Well, the things that I can't control me, and that's frustrating at times when I'm just trying to get some footing. So as I stated that Thursday, we drove down to Miami. It took us a long time to get there, and then once we got there, and we went down Wednesday. I'm sorry, we went down Wednesday. We went down Wednesday. We went down Wednesday, and my wife wanted to go to the fair with the kids. So we drove down Wednesday, went to the fair Wednesday, didn't get back to the house till late. Kids was kind of a little bit out of placement, so they was just wired. I was wired. Didn't really sleep that well and missed my streak. I missed my streak that day. But then I woke up Thursday and went to the zoo with the family. And so that verse of the day, um, so the verse of the day that I missed was Wednesday, and here it is. Look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in, and we will share a meal together as friends. That was Revelations chapter 3, verse 20. This was Jesus speaking to the homies. And the verse after that goes, "Those who are victorious will sit with me on my throne, just as I was victorious and sat with my Father on his throne. Anyone with ears to hear must listen to the Spirit and understand what he is saying to the churches." So that's what I missed on Wednesday. What I received on Thursday was, "And don't forget to do good and to share with those in need. These are the sacrifices that please God." Very much needed that. The verse of Friday: "Iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend." That was verse um, of the day on Friday, Proverbs 27 and 17. Um, the verse of the day yesterday was coming from the book of Mark, chapter 2, verse 27. "Then Jesus said to them, the Sabbath was made to meet the needs of people, and not people to meet the requirements of the Sabbath." Okay, I'll read that again. "The Sabbath was made to meet the needs of the people, and not the people to meet the requirements of the Sabbath." Um, so the Son of Man is Lord even over the Sabbath. So the verse before that, Jesus has said in this discussion of the Sabbath book, verse 20, the the kind of thesis of the story. I read chapter 27, so I'm gonna go up to chapter 20. I read verse 27, so I'm gonna go up to verse 23. "One Sabbath day, as Jesus was walking through some grain fields, his disciples began breaking off heads of grain to eat. But the Pharisees said to Jesus, 'Look, why are they breaking the law by harvesting grain on the Sabbath?'" Verse 25 says, "Jesus said to them, 'Haven't you ever read in the scripture what David did when he and his companions were hungry? He went into the house of God during the days of Abiathar was high priest and broke the law by eating the sacred loaves of bread that only the priests are allowed to eat. He also gave some to his companions.' Then Jesus said to them, 'The Sabbath was made to meet the needs of the people, not the people me.'" So essentially, um, from what I'm gathering is, uh, um, those who are condemned for meeting the needs of themselves kind of looked down upon from those who serve, um, and it should not be. And I think that's where we get some of the pushback, some of the what's the word I'm looking for? Um, Rebelliousness towards the religion, you know, um, because the needs aren't being met of some, and we have to meet the requirements of something that does not meet the needs of us, and the church is a community, and sometimes you don't find that community within the church, but you have to be church within the community, and that doesn't always play with that. To me, that's my interpretation. And Jesus had kind of set people straight and said that the idea of what we are considering the Sabbath and what church is, and all encompassing, is to meet the needs of the people, so the people are then able to serve. Right. Um. In today's verse of the day comes from First Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 13. "The temptations in your life are no different from what others experience, and God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, he will show you a way out so that you can endure. It's a blessing. Um, there are several times, man, where I just struggle. One foot in, one foot out, as a lot of people would say. And I've been 2 feet out for a while, as far as like being a law-abiding citizen and being able to kind of clear up my name, because it's not just my name, it's my son's name now. You know what I'm saying? So things that are attached to me will be attached to him, just off of pure, so I've been trying to, you know, get rich schemes and, you know, fast money and, um, you know, bank schemes and stuff like that, and buying shorts on the stock market and everything like that. I see it all, and you know, it is enticing, it is intriguing, it is. You see a lot of people winning, quote unquote, and it's also material stuff. Because at the beginning of it, I put my kids to sleep, myself. We ate Zaxby's together on the couch. We all got the same hairstyle. Uh, and it was just me and my boys. Now my wife is here too, but she in the back room, and she did her part and bathed the kids, and that's my life, man. That's a beautiful life. That's a beautiful life, bro. To I don't want to seem like complain like my life ain't good. My life is good, and I don't want to compare my life to others, because that's what we do so much, and we don't understand how good our life is. You know what I'm saying? So, um, the temptations that's placed in front of me is to have a perceived better life, and I don't really know what's really better than what I'm doing. You know, can I do things better? Of course. Um, but is there a better life for me to live right now? Like going to work every going to work every day. I know that's something I'm stressing about right now. As far as my placement and everything like that. But they say you are where you need to be at all the time, and I want my family all the time, man. You feel me? Like it's not really a day or a time that can go by that they need me and I'm not here. And to me, that's, you know, can't really replace that. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. Today is tomorrow already. So, we'll be back with another verse of the day tomorrow or today. And, may the Lord add a blessing to the reading of his word. Peace.